Welcome into a brand new episode of Sports Talk here on Blue Ridge 11. It is July 29th. The PIAA is going to green light high school sports for now. They are moving ahead as planned.
Now that they came out with this official announcement, I think it's really giving everybody that glimmer of hope that's going to get maybe a little bit stronger, that yes, we are going to see fall sports in the high school level.
I think it's good at least that the PIAA is sort of making a stand. But what we have seen, guys, over the last 4 or 5 months is that it's going to be up to the individual schools.
As of right now, if games were to start right now, there would be 0 spectators, fans, parents allowed at these contests. A new expansion team is coming to the Atlantic League, and it's going to be from North Carolina.
It's going to be a nice addition, and I think obviously the big plan for the Atlantic League is they would like to see even more teams, but let's just take it one at a time and let's get back to baseball again, obviously.
EPHRATA Post 429 is set to host the 2021 PA State Legion Tournament. They did so back in 2017, won the whole thing back in 2017.
You look at what EPHRATA has done as far as the Legion Tournament in years past, and they've done really, really well. And now the fact that they get to host it on a field that is just built for play, and I think it could be a huge boost for the local economy at the same time as far as bringing fans in. So I think it's a win the whole way around, and I'm sure EPHRATA community is looking forward to that next year.
Today is the 3-year anniversary of EPHRATA winning that tournament in 2017 to the day, July 29th. Now, we saw some video of you scoring a touchdown with a shoe off. What did you realize that you had lost your shoe at one point in that play?
Yeah, I actually felt him pull it off, and then as I was running, my foot would slip a little bit.
Nothing was going to stop him, shoe or no shoe. I don't think he was going to take the time to go back and get it, and finishes off an incredible run and an incredible game.
No, I didn't realize he lost the shoe at the time. I saw that he slowed up a very short moment, but he was determined to score, and that was a tremendous football game. But yeah, it just shows you the legend of him just continues to grow.
The number 1 overall moment was Manheim Central football winning the state title in 2003.
Here we go with the sure-handed Billy White. He has saved a couple to go to triple overtime. Snap down, the kick is blocked.
Wilt was such a great story, and I remember I wrote about him the next day. In the follow-up from that night, broke his leg earlier in the season, had missed all of the playoffs.
I think I can still hear that ball hitting his hands. It made a sound that I think I'm kind of looking at my play sheet, half looking there, half looking at my play sheet, getting ready to rally the troops again for the next series. Bam, the ball's blocked, and in that instant, it's kind of like the greatest way I think you could win a football game, because it's over in a second. We block, game over, nothing else to worry about. Our whole community, it was just something that people had yearned for so many years, and the disappointments that we had, resulted from tough losses to Berwick, to Strathaven. That just was kind of like the icing on the cake for those people that put their life's blood into the program, including our coaches, our players, our fans.
It was 17 years ago, but I'm sure, I don't know where Sean Wilt lives today, but I'm sure if he comes back into Manheim, he's probably got a free meal waiting for him wherever he wants. You look back at the game and you look at the conditions, first of all, and you think, this is going to be a 7-6 game or something like that. To have that many points scored and so many big plays on both sides of the ball, it was entertainment at its best.
Well, everybody says, where were you? I was at the game. I sat on the 30-yard line, and I had a great shot of that block kick. And what I remember was, first of all, you couldn't even see the field hardly, Eric, because the snow was just blowing across the field into the Manheim Central stands. And I remember it got, as Coach Williams said, eerily quiet right before the ball was snapped. The ball went up, it was blocked, and then there's this sort of hesitation that you didn't really know what to do.
I did drive over to the school, and when they got back, I waited to talk to Coach Williams, and when he came out, you couldn't put a bigger smile on that man's face. But the first words out of his mouth were, what am I going to do about next year?
Here is the final. It's Will BETANCOURT taking home the championship. He knocks off Gabby Girola-Hill.
I can't argue with Will BETANCOURT being first. Think about that. 132 times you're out there on the mat all alone against somebody else, and you come out victorious each time. What an accomplishment. I don't know if we're ever going to see that here again.
You can look for that, our chat with the champ, on Monday, August 3rd. It'll be on social media. The Miami Marlins have had an outbreak ravage their team.
So the Miami Marlins are now in a lockdown. How are you going to make those games up? You can't. You can't. I mean, we're on a tight schedule to begin with. Not everybody's going to have the same amount of games.
I think what's disturbing to me, my second point, is that why was that game played on Sunday? There were 3 or 4 players that had a positive test. Everybody knew it. The players themselves said they didn't get any direction from Major League Baseball about what to do. The Phillies made the starting pitcher for the Marlins look like a Cy Young winner. It was just same old Phillies. I don't care if you have Gabe Kapler, you've got Joe Girardi in there, leaving players on base, 14 runners on base. 3 times they had the bases loaded with 1 out or less and couldn't score.
Phillies have their pitching rotation lined up if they want. They have all 3 of their big names there ready to go. Saturday is going to be a doubleheader now.
The one thing that the Phillies have to do is they just have to pitch better out of their starting pitchers. Now, Zach Wheeler did a great job.
Is this the 1993 Phillies all over again with like just 2 starting pitchers that you go with? If you're talking about doubleheader and then coming back with another game the next day, that could really tax your bullpen if your starters get knocked out early.
Players are opting out of the season here because of COVID-19 concerns. We've already seen 25 plus players from the NFL.
It just hits me that these players understand the power of this virus. They don't want to infect themselves, let alone infect their own family.
It's a personal decision, and I think really as a team, you've got to respect that player's decision to go forward and play, or to opt out and come back again next season.
Starting next week, August 5th, we will dive into the AFC West and the NFC West. Pacers right out of the gates, the Spurs.
I saw an article that thought Sixers could contend for the title. I don't see it. They've really got to take care of the teams that are below them talent-wise, but also win some of these games where you are talking about some of the top-tier teams in the NBA.
A win over the Pacers would put them above them pretty nicely there.
Well, I hear that Ben Simmons now has a jump shot. I can't wait to see that. I think there is a cohesive coaching problem in Philadelphia. The right mix of players may be there, but Brett Brown is not getting them to gel as a team.
The NHL has introduced their 32nd team to the nation, and it is the Seattle Kraken. Here's what the logo looks like.
That's great hang time. That is great hang time. and not only the hang time, but then the angle with the guy on the boat or whatever you call that thing.
What do you think of Dr. Fauci tossing from the mound here?
It's like he held onto the ball and wouldn't let it go until the very last minute. It was bad.
Knuckleball.
We will see you right back here next Wednesday. Same time, same place, same friendly faces right here on Blue Ridge 11. We'll see you then.